Okay, what do you want to talk about here?
I don't really know. I didn't have I didn't plan before this.
Yeah,
I
you
think
guys
we're
want
just
to talk to
like-
us? We don't know what's going on here.
We just click live and then, we're here now. So we wanted to show you the process. So a lot of people, we know how to do this because we do it every day, but people don't know the process of how to buy a car, the best way to buy a car, and how we are selling you a car, what you're going to do when you come here to buy. So first things first, there's two different scenarios. You pretty much can buy a car online with us, or you can buy it in person. So first scenario, I guess we could do in person. People are probably most used to that. So we're just going to kind of explain what really happens when you come here. So you want to start, or me? Kind of
First, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Brandon.
Oh, yeah.
This is my brother Blake. We're
Yep.
brothers. It's our family business, Main Street Motors here in Valparaiso, Indiana.
Yeah.
We're on Route 30, right across from Harley Davidson and Family Express. So, what was the first thing you wanted to get to?
So pretty much, I guess, just so people kind of have an expectation and just really how easy it is. Because I think a lot of people sometimes feel overwhelmed or intimidated by the fact of buying a car. Because let's admit it, buying a car is a big purchase. Probably one of the bigger purchases you're going to make, within the year, a couple of years.
Yeah.
And just so people feel a little bit at ease when they come here and just knowing exactly what they're going to do and who they're going to be talking to. Because me and Brandon are mainly do all of our sales here. So they know exactly how the process is going to happen. So
Yeah.
put their minds
Well,
at ease.
first off, my brother Blake and my dad, they buy really nice stuff online. So they spend a lot of time, we actually spend a lot of time hunting in the back. We'll go online. We'll make sure we're buying really nice stuff.
A lot of time.
Number
Hours.
two is we got a shop down the road. We got mechanics, and we really make sure our stuff is dialed in. Want to make sure the brakes are good, the tires are. So it's not just been like, here's the car, see you later if you buy something off of us. I want you to have a good experience. So we make sure that everything drives and feels nice and all that stuff, and make sure you pass emissions. And we got a phenomenal warranty company that covers a ton of stuff. The screens, the catalytic converters. If you want to see more of that, you can reach out to us.
Pretty much the coverage that we can get is like manufacturer's warranty. So like when you buy a brand new car and they come with the full rat manufacturer's warranty on everything, our warranties cover that, and they actually go on top of it and cover a little bit more stuff that the manufacturers will not cover. We can get to that later. A lot of the other stuff
Covers the majority of everything. Yeah, if it doesn't cover like brake pads and stuff, wearable items, belts and hoses, but pretty much everything else. And if you have any questions about that, please feel to reach out to us. I'm gonna actually, after this, I'm gonna put a link to a calendar, and if you have questions, you can talk to me or Blake. I'll put a link in there. All you have to do is go to the page, click a day on the calendar, and then a time, and then put your name and number in there, and we'll call you back when it's convenient for you.
Yeah.
So now the first point is the process. When you come here, we want to make sure things are easy going for you. We don't want you to be stressed out. We want you to be able to check out a car, take it for a drive, talk to us, ask us any questions that you may have, go over payments. We want to make sure, we're not going to sit here and make you, like some dealerships make you sit here for 2 hours before you see a car and then make you wait 2 hours for payments and this ridiculous stuff. You're not going to have any of that crap here. It's going to be nice. It's going to be easy. And we work really quick with the bank, so we can get you estimates on payments and stuff, and we'll get you right to where you want to go. We find out what your goal is, and we try to help you with that. We don't try to make you do anything you don't want to do. We try to find out what you want and get you what you want.
Yeah. So it's pretty easy. There's really not even that much to explain because we make it pretty simple. So we're just going to go through a regular scenario. Like, say you pull up at the dealership here, you look at some cars. We always let our customers get out of their cars. Some people come inside right away, because maybe they saw online and they want to look at something specific. But let's just say you want to kind of look at some cars first before you talk to us.
We're not going to rip the door handle open your car and
like,
pull you
get
out.
in there.
Come out of the back or sit in for 3 hours. No,
Yeah.
we're easy going. We're actually really easy going here.
So you'll pretty much you'll pull up to the dealership. You go. We always let our customers walk around outside for a few minutes because we know I shop too. I go to retail stores and buy furniture and whatever appliances. So I like to look. Generally, I think majority of the people we talk to just want a little bit of time just to look, and we'll pop out there, Brandon or I, and we'll be like, hey, you guys need some help. We're here for you. And some people be like, no, I just want to look. Totally cool. If you want to look, take as much time. You can take an hour out there. I don't care. As long as you're leaving before we're closed, obviously. But you look around out there. You find something, or maybe you want our help, we come out there and show you some cars. You can tell us exactly. We usually ask, what are you looking for? What are your likes, dislikes?
Trade in. If you got a junker clunker,
Yeah,
you got something nice, you're worried about getting paid off. Maybe you own something and it's paid off and you want to see how much of that money is going down to the down payment for your next vehicle.
Yeah, so it's
We do all that, yeah.
Yeah, it's simple. We'll get you. We find a car, and then once you find a car, you can drive it. And some people even don't even want to drive it either. They want to figure out like payments before, because some people like, hey, I want to see if I like the car. And some people, if you want to figure out payments before, we do whatever you want here. We pretty much curtail this process to exactly how you want it. So either or, we'll go for a drive. We can figure out monthly payments. We can figure out your trade-in value first. We do all that. After we get that figured out, we come inside. If you're paying cash, obviously we just factor in your trade-in value versus what we're going to give you versus whatever vehicle you're getting, and then we just give you the number. It's just like simple as that.
Yeah.
And if you're financing, we actually have an application over here that you just fill out in person, and it's going to be kind of hard to see, but it really comes down to its name, address, work information, and then it's just, we put like what car you're looking at. And then you can do different cash down options if you're like, hey, I want to see what the payment's like with 0 down, with 500 down, with 1,000. If you want to look at 3 different cars, we can do a comparison of payment options on 3 different cars with all the different down payments. You can do whatever you want here. That's pretty much the whole process. We do what you want, because we have figured out throughout the years that
We want it to be easy. We don't want it to be stressful. We don't want it to be like rushed or pressured or any of that stuff.
It's as easy as that. You tell us what you want.
Super
we just
easy.
say, here's our offer from our best lender. We've got a lot of local credit unions that we are always constantly, like, I think Brandon called 18 banks the other week, just trying to get updates on banks to see if we can get better interest rates with different lenders.
Yeah, I've called over like 30, 40 over like 2-3 days.
Yeah, so it's like
to figure out everything that's going on right now, to be updated with like every little piece of information you get and figure out the banks. So
Yeah, 'cause
we're very knowledgeable when it comes to the banks and what's going on right now and what there is out there. Because I know some people come in, they'll be like, well, I want to try my bank or this and that. I bet you already called them. I already know
Yeah.
the details. So and the problem with sometimes some people go, I want to go to my bank. Well, sometimes your bank won't even lend, and that's a really big factor. Some people don't realize it. I'll give them a bill of sale, and they go to their bank, and they find out the bank won't even loan. Like, they only loan like 80 cents on the dollar. So you got to have a lot of money down, and not everybody has a lot of money down. So talk to us first. Ask us for the information. We'll give it to you. We've already done the research. We've been doing this forever. So
what we do every
We'll
day.
help guide you and help you out and save you all that time,
Yeah.
Because you can waste a whole day going to your bank, talking and waiting for them to get back to you. Sometimes they don't get back to you till the next day, and then by then, you're like, all right.
it's timing too. We could talk. I mean, we literally have banks, and I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
but
you're fine.
Just while we're on track, because
Yeah.
I'll forget. We have banks that will literally give us an approval in like 60 seconds. We're set up with sophisticated banks that we put your information in. Everything's all secured through our computer systems, and our banking system is like ultra super secure with all your information. We put it in there, and we can literally get approvals for some banks in like 60 seconds. That's not all of them, but some of them will curtail your specific situation, and different banks do different things for different people, and we'll know exactly which bank to send it to. Usually 1 to 2 different banks. We know sometimes people go to dealerships and they send like your information, and people don't want their, credit's a sensitive thing, and they'll run it to like 15 different banks. There's like absolutely no reason to do that
there's no
unless you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And we've been doing this, I mean, I'm in my mid-30s, Brandon's 40. I've been doing this since, I don't know, I was like 12.
Yeah.
We started off, washing cars to, detailing cars,
working on
fixing
them. We know
cars.
everything about cars. We painted them. We got a custom paint shop and stuff. So we know how they're supposed to look, good paint jobs. And we're able to really pick out really nice vehicles. Look at that small percentage of the market and pick out really, really nice stuff.
But yeah, I mean, our banks generally, we're set up with everyone. They have fast underwriters, and a lot of times you'll get an answer within 15 minutes, which is relatively quick. That's probably on the slower side. 15 to 20 minutes is probably on the slowest side. And the fastest side, you're probably going to be sitting here for 5 to 10 minutes, 15 minutes max. By the time you sit down, we get your info and we get your payment. So it's not like, hey, you're going to sit here for 3 hours. Like, we know some places are like that, and I don't know why, but I mean, it's a super quick process, And if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work. We understand that. There's no like closing rooms here. We don't say, oh, come in the back office, behind a locked door.
Make you wait 4 hours.
Turn the
like
heat up
most
on you.
dealers.
Give you
people come here
sun
all
plus
the
a
time.
salty popcorn with no water.
Yeah.
We've heard stories forever. So
Yeah, I mean, we get a lot of people come in, they've been to other dealerships, and they make them wait for like hours and hours. And that's like a wear down tactic that they do, so that way they can just get you to buy that day and you don't go anywhere else. Because maybe they had people go, I'm going to go shop around, I'm going to go look at otherwhere. I'm I'm like, yeah, that's fine. It's, I'm not worried about it. We got nice stuff. People look at our nice vehicles and they come back all the time. So if somebody goes, I want to go home, sleep on it, I want to think about it, that's fine. That does not bother me.
Yeah.
What else were you trying to say?
I don't know. I forgot. What were we?
And you probably have another question in your mind. I'm sure there's something in your mind that you want to ask us, or you got a question about something. So I'm going to actually put a link inside of here. It's going to be to that calendar. And you can always call us at 219-476-0005. And I'll put that number in there too.
Oh, I was going to talk about the online process too.
An online process, actually, let me go to the desktop here so you guys can take a look at that.
A lot of the customers we've noticed in the recent couple years, love online. And I mean, I shop online. I buy too much stuff online already than I'd like to admit, but I love shopping online because I like getting as much information I can before I go in there. And some people are like, have extremely good credit, and they go, I want to make sure I'm getting the best rate from you guys, and I tell you the exact payment down to the penny with everything out the door. There's like no hidden fees. And some people who don't, maybe if you're a little credit challenged, maybe had bankruptcy in the past, maybe you're in a current bankruptcy, which we can still finance. And people sometimes are a little scared to come to the dealership because they've been turned down before by 5-6 places, and maybe people feel a little embarrassed. And they just want to make sure that, or maybe they don't want to waste their time. And I totally get that. Like, we have seen and dealt with everything.
Yeah.
So, like,
I mean, we might have the perfect car for you that you like and that works out with the financing and everything. So it's worth giving us a try.
Yeah, but
we'll always try for you. We're not going to be like, think down on you or anything like that if that's your situation.
Yeah, we deal with everything.
People rebuilding, like we help people give advice on like rebuilding and stuff. Some people don't know how to do it.
We've had people come in here with like 400 credit scores, and like literally later on they bought maybe a car or two off of us, and we give them some advice and kind of how to get their scores up and stuff too. Mm-hmm. And they'll come back and they have 750 credit scores, and
get them some newer, nicer, lower payment, or same payment, or just a little bit more for something totally different.
Yeah.
But I'll show you too here on the website. Let's take a look at our website real quick.
We just make sure it's like a very personalized experience for you too, and I think customers always appreciate that.
So I'm going to move this out of the way here. So you can go to our website, and let me close.
There's some little tools on there too that you can kind of mess with your own payment and stuff on there as well.
Yeah, if I can get this. There we go. Yeah, I missed that for a second. Okay, so get a trade-in quote. So if you want, you can put your trade in here. You can click here to start an application, or if you want to schedule a test drive, you can do that.
Yeah, click on the actual application too, so they can see. I know a lot of people want to see that.
It's actually at the bottom of the page too. But if you click this button here, if you see, this is a lot of stuff to fill out, what you can do is
there's Paul trying
hit the submit button, and you really only have to fill this stuff out here, just name, address, and
name, address.
Some people may think you have to put all this information in. You don't have to put all that. Maybe it's too much and you're busy. Just go ahead and put this in. You'll get an automatic text message from us, and then from there you can communicate. Hey, I got a question about this or that. I did the application. I got another person that wants a cosign later or whatever. You could send me pay stubs. We can figure all that stuff out later.
Yeah.
But you can get this rolling, and then this way we can quote you a payment, figure out how much a warranty would be, figure out how much your trade-in would be.
And this is exact. This is not like when you filled this application out. This is like an actual approval from our bank, set in stone, like to the penny. This is so it's not like I'm going to tell you, hey, your payment's $350, and you're going to come in here and it's going to be $450. That never happens.
Yeah,
here.
Stay away from the tools like we
yeah.
got some tools in there like payment tools.
Those
and
are
stuff
estimators,
like
kind of give you an idea.
They're not accurate. They don't have really like a great tool yet that plugs in everything and all the rate and taxes yet. So
this stuff has to be like customized and worked on by us to get an exact.
Yeah, if you do an actual application here or at the bottom of the page, we can actually give you a really hard number and make sure it's right and accurate.
It'll be the exact number of what your payment's going to be.
We're getting a lot of people now just filling the applications out online. They see our cars, they see all our pictures, they know we buy nice stuff, and they come in and say, okay, I just want to do a drive on it. All right, you got my payment and everything for me. Let's rock and roll.
Yeah. No, we just make it like literally when you do it, I can almost guarantee you're going to be like, wow, that was actually really easy. Like, that's probably shorter than a trip of going to Costco.
Yeah, there's really no reason why the car buying experience should be like really long or difficult, or sometimes I see people come in, they sit down, they take a deep breath, and like they look like they're full of stress. I'm like, hey, this is going to be easy. There's not going to be long. We're here to help you.
Yeah.
So there's not this big, long, drawn out thing that's going to be aggravating and frustrating.
Yeah. We get some customers too that are, some people are a lot of different. People are really excited. They're pumped up. They're getting a new car. We sold some Teslas the past couple days. I think we sold 2 of them, from kind of far away. And the people are like, super like, oh yeah, this is what we want. But sometimes we get people. We also understand that people have a lot of worries about stuff too, or maybe a lot of anxieties about certain things. And we just make sure that we try to just make sure you feel as comfortable and as informed as possible every step of the way. So we just take all of your worries out. We just want you to feel like very, very comfortable here, and just making sure that you feel like you're getting absolutely everything that you need from us. So we want you to leave and be like, wow, like that was enjoyable. And that's our experience. So, that's kind of a lot of our business is just our referral business. We get customers that refer other people, and we're just come back, because they like the process, and we handpick a lot of high quality cars from our sales. And like Brandon said, we spend hours upon hours every week just trying to find cars and handpicking stuff with very good quality condition reports before we buy them, and our mechanics go through them at our garage down the road. So we're always doing stuff. Working on cars, picking out our best cars that we can, the online process is pretty much the same as the in-person process.
Yep, it's pretty much the same thing as here.
You're filling out the same application exactly, and we're telling you the same things. And if you want to do like 2 or 3 vehicles, we can tell you payments on a couple different vehicles too.
Yep, and we pretty much always sell these warranties. I know sometimes when people go to like the big dealerships and they'll come over here with a payoff, and they only sold them like a powertrain. I see that a lot, and they only give them like a 2-year. We pretty much try to give this whole thing away for like, for the same price. So pretty much what we're doing is giving you all 3 level coverages on most of our vehicles that's available.
Oh, we've got some cool coverages too,
and that'll cover your kettle converters, and it'll cover your screens and all that stuff, and it'll cover your computers and engine and trans and fuel delivery, AC, a lot of the.
There's like 1,000 components that they'll coverage on stuff.
If you get questions or worries about that, contact us too.
Yeah, and if you wanted to, we can just roll that into monthly payments for people too.
Yeah.
If you just want to include that in your car payment, a lot of times you don't have to pay for it separately. We can just lump everything together in just one payment for you too, if that interests you. Oh, we have gap insurance too. We sell gap insurance pretty much cheaper than anyone else does. It's like $400 we sell for all.
I know
our
a lot of
stuff.
people $800, $1,500. Some dealerships
Illinois
sell
they sell it for over $1,000 a lot of times. We give it away pretty much right about our cost on everything. So, and if you're not familiar with what GAP is, it just stands for Guaranteed Asset Protection, and that's if you total your car and your insurance company or the other person's insurance company gives you a low offer. Let's say you owe like $15,000 on a car, and the insurance company says we'll give you 12. The GAP comes in there and then pays your deductible, and then a certain difference of whatever the insurance company shorts you on.
We've seen a lot of GAP claims, and we've helped a lot of people out through a lot of tough situations. I think one month we did like 4 or 5 of them or something like that. It was crazy.
And
they were able to come back in and just buy another car without having to worry about coughing up all that money for what the insurance company shorted them. So that's awesome.
We call it walkaway insurance because if you total your car, we know it's already stressful enough. And this just make sure that your car gets paid off with that too. And then you can just come in and say, oh, I totaled my car 2 or 3 days ago, and I don't want to sit there and wait for the whole claim. We can be like, did you have GAP? Yeah, okay, you're good. We can get you another car. We can get you another car that day without you having to worry about anything, the check coming through to pay off your car. You don't have to wait, because we know sometimes that takes a week or 2 or 3 weeks. You can literally buy a car the day after, the same day they tell you, okay, your car's totaled, you can go out that same day and buy a car. Yeah. Because we know you had GAP.
Yeah, I had a friend that actually bought a GTO off of me when I was younger, and they totaled it, and I got a phone call, and they were just like, oh my God, the insurance company's shorting us. I'm like, I think it was like $4 or $5 grand or something like that. I was like, oh my God, And I think they may have a little negative equity too on their car or whatever that they rolled into it, but it kind of put them in a situation where a tree fell onto it. So it wasn't their fault, but they were still short. And I don't know how I'm going to get out of this now. And then I talked to my dad. I was like, hey man, and he's like, oh, we had GAP on that one. And I called them up, let them know. And they were like, oh my God, that's awesome. So it can, in some situations, be a massive lifesaver, because not everybody has a ton of money. Just go write a check for this, $5 grand for this, $5 grand for that, let me get on my car. Let me write a check for the insurance company situation. So, or you may come up with the issue and about warranty stuff, engine, transmission go out. Not everybody has 4 or $5 grand, $8 grand. I mean, some engines are used for $4,000 or $5,000, and then you have maybe have to get new sensors and oil and fluids and all the labor and stuff, and the warranty companies pay up for that.
Yeah, they'll pay for the labor, the parts, the shop materials, the taxes, all that stuff too.
Yeah.
So yeah, we make sure that we go through and get really high, like AAA rated warranty companies too. So
I know some people like to buy them. Like some people will buy them from their credit unions and stuff. Sometimes the rebranded warranties. But my thing is, like, who do you talk to if you buy a warranty through your credit union if you have an issue? You can't really go there and talk to the person that wrote your deal up because
they
they're
don't
not
know about cars.
Yeah, and we talk to our rep. Our rep walks in, talks to us. If we have any issues, we can talk to them, and and he's more than willing to help out on some things, So they're really cool, and it's an amazing thing to have, and it's saved us a lot of jams. Yeah, saved the customers in a lot of situations.
But it's pretty simple. Like I said, you walk in, pick a car. If you have a trade, we go over the trade-in info, and we just pretty much you just sit there. We got coffee, you get drinks, put your feet up if you want. We don't care.
Lay on the floor, take a nap.
You just literally sit there, and we just ask you a couple of questions. Trade in, you doing any cash down, and then we just build it in the back. We go, what do you want your payment to be around? We can customize how long you want the term to be. If you want a shorter term, if you want the longest term to get a low payment, and then you just sit there and you just give us like 15, 20 minutes, and we come back and we say, here you go. Here's your offer. Here's your interest rate, and here's your monthly payment. Do you want to customize this in any other way? Do you want to see different down payments? And like literally, it's like the simplest process ever. It really is. It's like
there's no hey, well your credit's a little bad here, buddy. So we're gonna have to hit you with it.
Like,
we don't do any of that crap. It's just
like here's what we can offer you. This is our
there's no
offer.
back and forth. We come out like we'll sit there for a few more minutes maybe and figure out like the best situation for you. There's no like going back and forth. I come out with the best numbers every time. We don't do all this haggling and back and forth. We haven't done that. Like
we just put our best prices on the car. Like we haven't actually.
We've been doing that way forever since we were kids when we first started doing this. And we give the great deal up front. We don't try to like mark it up and come down and do silly stuff. I don't really care for it. I know there's maybe once in a while we get somebody in that wants to do some haggling and stuff and is used to some old school maybe car buying. Maybe they bought it. I don't know where they bought stuff at, but we don't really do that. So, I mean, if you like doing the haggling and doing all this different stuff, we don't do that here. We just come out with the best deals, and Blake's always online all the time trying to reduce our cars the most for you. He's always trying to look and make sure we're giving you guys the best deal. So we pretty much already put the most skin in the game that we can. We don't really have any extra room to give, so we're usually maxed out there. So
we just
what you see is what you get. We do our best in the front, and we try to make everybody happy before they even get here.
Our motto is just keep it simple because people want simplicity. They want stuff to be fast, and they just want to be taken care of. We take care of customers all the time on stuff too. Like whatever we can, we'll help you out with whatever you need. If it's anything to financing or mechanical stuff, whatever. We're just literally helping people out all day, and that's just what we like to do. It makes us feel good. It makes the customers feel good, and it's pretty simple. That's kind of all about what I'm thinking. Is there anything else that?
Well, I'm gonna see if anybody jumped online to get any questions here. I don't know if this live segment lets us do that.